You're getting kind of good at this going carefully and staying quiet thing, as you move as quickly as you think is safe down the hall to the kitchen and then to the back door on your toes. You hold your breath as you open the door, but it's always been nice and quiet and doesn't let you down. No creaks here. Thank goodness. You step out into the cool evening air and shut the door as carefully and quietly as possible, hoping it doesn't click too loudly. You glance up at the window on the second floor, the one belonging to Mom and Dad's room. Or Mom and the Rabbit's room now? No, that's just not a thing, and definitely won't be a thing after tonight, after you rescue Dad. You make your way down the side of the house to the street, and then you start to run. You just turn right and race out onto the dark street. You don't look behind you to see if the rabbit has figured out you've escaped yet. Instead, you just focus on the pools of light from the street lamps, dashing as fast as you can from one pool to the next, desperately avoiding the shadows. You've never been great at gym class or anything, but the need to rescue Dad and your fear of that stupid rabbit keep you running the whole way to Jeff's. Coach Garcia would be proud. You don't really even realize you've run that far until you arrive outside Jeff's door. You're panting hard, and sweat is pouring down your brow. Is this what it feels like to do sports? It's kind of exhilarating, you guess, but also kind of the worst. You try to catch your breath as you go inside Jeff's. You didn't actually worry it might be closed so late at night until you enter and realize, wow, Jeff's stays open late. For what customers exactly, you wonder. But you're not going to question something that you are so grateful for. What would you have done if he'd been closed? Break a window? Unlikely. Jeff looks at you funny. We only serve whole pies at night, he says. Oh, right, you need an excuse for being here. I just wanted a soda. Yeah, that's totally believable. What kid crosses town and shows up at a pizza place just to order a single soda? You inwardly roll your eyes at yourself. But Jeff just shrugs and goes back into the kitchen. Gotta put the next pie in the oven. I'll be back. Really, it's more than you could have asked for, because the second he disappears is the second you dash over to the ball pit. You stop yourself short, realizing you shouldn't just dive into it. You might be sent to 1985 and the murder restaurant. So you crouch down and lean over the edge of the pit, rummaging as much as you can through the balls. He has to be in here. Surely he's in here. You're terrified Dad's in 1985, and then what will you do? It's not working. You can't feel anything. You have no choice. You have to go into the pit. You have to follow tradition. If you end up in the past, well, hopefully Dad's there too. You dive into the pit and the balls cover you up, filling in any space and making you feel really claustrophobic in here for the first time. You think it's probably not about the ball pit itself, it's probably just you feeling trapped in the whole situation. A kind of metaphor. And then, you realize you haven't started to count to 100 yet, and you really can't waste time thinking about all this stuff. So you start to count to 100, and you just tell yourself you won't climb out of the pit or anything. You'll avoid the risk of 1985 and stay safe under here and just keep looking for Dad. And when you find him, immediately count to 100 again. 100. You wait to hear the sounds of 1985. You hope for the beeps and dings of arcade games, but you fear the screams. Instead, you feel something hard against your back and you spin in place. You reach out for it. A boot. You reach along the boot and feel an ankle. The sensation when you discover it is like being electrocuted. Dad? Oh, you hope it is. There's a leg and a torso, and then you reach up for his face and hope it's a real one and not some stupid mascot head, and you take a deep breath. You feel skin and stubble. It seems so familiar. It has to be Dad. It has to be. You quickly count to 100 again. Then it's time to get the two of you out of this pit. You've read stories about moms lifting whole cars off their kids, how adrenaline does crazy things to the human body. Heck, it made you run nonstop to Jeff's. But as you pull and pull at who you really hope is Dad, you're struck by your ability to rise to the surface with him in your grasp. You emerge out of the ball pit, mercifully at Jeff's, and pull the body behind you. It's so heavy, yet somehow you're doing it. You drag the torso up above the balls. It feels impossible, but you do it. You turn to look at it. It's Dad. It's him. You found him. Oh, please don't be dead, Dad, please. I'm so sorry for all our fights. They were so stupid. You think all this as you press your head to his chest, listening for a heartbeat. You think you can hear it. You hope you can hear it, and it's not just you wanting it to be there. You sit up and look at Dad in the pit. How can you get him out of there and take him home? Jeff will probably find all this super weird, but he'd help, right? Well, it's hard to say, really. He might just shrug and then go back into the kitchen like he pretty much does with everything. You know you should probably call Mom, but would she be mad? After all, the last time you texted her, she didn't believe anything was wrong. Would it be the same now? The boy who cried rabbit? Suddenly you're grabbed from behind by a pair of yellow fuzzy arms. You flail and twist and kick. You're picked up in the air and turned around, but your fighting back seems to have worked and it loses its grip on you. You escape and stare up, knowing fully well what attacked you. The rabbit has found you. If you rush at it with your own attack, choose the option on the left. If you dive back into the pit, choose the option on the right.